My name is Karen and today I will talk about the fashion industry. Well, the fashion industry is all innovation and things around that, basically. The innovation helps a brand to be distinguished and obtain new products from a market or from a specially public, like the makeup brands and that things. Well, the society in the fashion industry, well, and that affects a lot because you can see the fashion industry in everywhere, and that affects in what we consume and more. You can see the fashion industry everywhere: malls, streets, magazines, TV shows, and more. Well, and talking in the economy side is one of the biggest industries. From the economy every year is one of the best pies, because the economy of fashion is very varied and have a lot of aspects. The fashion industry stay at the head of the products, communication, and markets. Talking in a cultural way, the fashion is influenced by the culture, who changes every time. Like a modernization and the technological innovation too. So, and you can see the fashion is everywhere.
Main designers, Gabrielle Coco Chanel. She is an excellent French fashion designer, founder of the well-known Chanel brand. Use modernist thoughts practical designer were an important and influential figure in the 20th century fashion. She was the only fashion designer to be named to Time Congress. Donna Karan. This fashion designer worked as a head of design team for a few number of years and launched some designers that include the very well known 7 Easy Paces. She is the sole creator of the DKNG. Giorgio Armani, particular note for his menswear for his unclean terror lines. He formed his company Armani in 1975. As 2001, I was acclaimed as the most successful designer to come out of Italy, with an overall turnover of 1.6 billion and personal fortune of 7 billion as of 2012. Calvin Klein born in 1942 in New York. In 1978, Klein founded Calvin Klein Limited, a co-shop in the York Hotel in New York City. With 10,000, the first Calvin Klein collection was a line of youthful understyle coats and dresses. In September 1969, Klein appeared on this cover of Vogue magazine.
Negative effects of fashions. Sweatshops and child labor has been an issue in the fashion industry. Big fashion companies search for cheap and less developed countries to hire young children to work for long hours at low wages. This fashion company takes advantage of these young children because they have desperation for money. They don't have laws to protect children from being exploited. They can negotiate the wages with these big fashion companies. Now we have exploitation. Why does it exist? Fast fashion has engendered a race to the bottom, pushing companies to find ever cheaper sources of labor. That cheap labor is freely available in many of the countries where textile and garment production takes place. Um, there are many girls in countries like India and Bangladesh who are willing to work for a very low prices and are easily brought into these countries with false promises of earning decent wage. A recent report revealed that in India combines her parents in impoverished rural areas to send her daughters and sons to spinning mills with promises of a well-paid job, comfortable accommodation, 3 meals a day, opportunities for training and school. In the reality, they are working in the worst conditions. And then we have a pollution. It started with this fact. The global fashion industry is the second most pollution industry in the world. You'll hear this repeated panels on blogs and news sites. Anywhere else is sustainable being discussed. It sounds true.